when we had last left our erudite sorcerer, champion of Azura, and dragonborn, Narathor. He and his friend Erevan set off for Solitude at long last, and along the way they came across a fort that had been taken over by a group of necromancers. Together they put them to the sword and the spell, and made their way at long last towards the great city of Solitude, only to be met by a gruesome sight, the execution of a man named Rogvir. With that gruesome event out of the way, it is now time to go shopping! Let's get to it. So, we are not shopping in the most literal sense. It's more like we're going to be vendoring things off. If we do happen to find interesting things to buy, we will buy them. We did get very lucky in the last episode, in that we were able to purchase a pair of ebony plate boots. I think at this point all we're missing are the gauntlets, and then we'll be set as far as an ebony plate goes. Not quite sure where we'll find them, but hopefully we will find them sooner rather than later. Okay, well, time to get started with our day, our wonderful day of shopping and merchandising and whatnot. Well, let's just start here. Let's start at the Radiant Raiment, shall we? Where they have clothes. Maybe they have a nice selection of robes to choose from as well. We'll see. As you can probably guess, I did not really do anything in between videos. We're picking up right where we left off. But yeah, usually I would do vendoring in between videos, but because this is our first time in Solitude, I figured it'd be best if we did this on screen. Anyway, it's kind of dark in here.
I am here to serve the cause of good.
Greetings.
Why, hello. Here to buy? If you have to ask the price, you might be in the wrong store.
You always insult people when you meet them?
It's not an insult, just an observation. If I were walking around with a wound, I would want you to tell me to see a doctor. Your outfit is something of an open wound,
hey,
where attire is concerned.
Excuse me. What's wrong with my outfit? It's very practical for a sorcerer, I'll have you know.
Nothing at all. It's very nice. If you want something with a little more style, however, you should see what we have available.
I mean, I'm always in the market for a new robe, I suppose. Well, thanks.
Thank you for your patronage.
Well, I haven't spent anything yet, so don't thank me yet. Hello there.
Oh, what delight. Another charming customer.
You are just as wonderful as the other elf here.
Oh, let me just drop everything to help you. I don't mind, really.
You got a lot of business talking like that?
Radiant Raiment has the finest attire in all of Skyrim. That is how we get business.
Have you been having a bad day?
It is when my customers waste time chatting and not buying.
Fine. Alright, what have you got?
Let's see if we can't find an outfit that suits you.
I am in the market. I will always say yes to a good pair of robes, so if you got some good robes. We don't want the Adept robes of Destruction and Alteration because we found a Master's set fairly recently. Alright, so let's see here. Captain's Clothes, Circlet of Light, Circlet of Peerless Magicka. Oh, college robes. Oh, we could look like one of our professors. But I would like to stand out a bit more, I think. Let's see here. Just clothes. Common robes. Okay, so now we got some robes, but they're all just common. I don't want common robes. I need nice looking robes. Damn it. Crabber's Charm. Interesting. Darkhead Scarf. Drifter robes. Ah, yes. Extravagant robes. These are like Morrowind style robes. Where did you get these Morrowind robes from, ma'am? I didn't know you have suppliers from Morrowind. Interesting. Well, these are priced fairly reasonably for some extravagant robes, I must say. I'll buy all three. I don't know what's going to look best on me, so I'll just take all three. Thank you very much. I suppose we could have a nice pair of boots to go with our new set of fancy robes. Ooh, black gloves. Love some black gloves. Miner's boots, no thanks. Monk boots, necromancer boots, no. There was a nice pair of boots just above, but I'm just kind of like looking through. Scrub clothes, interesting. Don't have much by way of boots. That's okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and get that nice pair of boots that I saw just above. I saw, yeah, the fine boots. These are nice. I like them quite a bit. All right, well, thank you for those. Now I will sell you some things. See if I can't make back some of my gold here. So we're hanging on to these. Don't want to get rid of that. Yeah, that's vendor trash. We'll hang on to that. We're gonna hang on to that because I may want to enchant that at some later date. I mean, honestly, do we really need this? Oh, it doesn't matter. She can't afford it anyway.
Finally.
I just gave you money. Well, you know what, to be fair, I did end up selling more than I bought from her,
This
so
humble knight awaits your orders.
good deal for me.
I
Maybe not for
confess
her.
I am not entirely familiar with the intricacies of trade and commerce.
Oh,
The knights
certainly,
were
dear
provided
sister.
with weapons
We
and
couldn't
armor
afford to
through
have our
service.
customers look like the simple
Fair
pigs
enough.
they are, now could we?
Oh my gosh.
Good. And
Oh
while
no.
you're at it, perhaps you could sew your
We're all
mouth.
messed up.
This humble knight awaits your orders.
Our facial hair is all messed up. All right, hang on. We gotta do a save. And then go to menu. Well, I'll do a little cut here and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Our facial hair, however, is back. Our eyebrows and beard included. All right, so that does it for this shop. And then we'll go across the way. See what shop is over there. See what shop is across the street. Maybe while we're here, we'll stock up on some food too. That might not be a bad idea. Do some cooking in the near future, you know. Because I think up until now we've just been kind of subsisting off of past supplies, so I think it would do us some good to cook up some new meals for the road, etc., etc. Okay. All right. So it looks like, oh,
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
okay.
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Saturalia
It's not much to
flyer.
ask.
Ooh, Saturalia.
Hello there.
Good to see you again.
Saturalia flyer. May your holidays be happy days filled with love and laughter, and may each day bring joy your way in the years that follow, in the year that follows after. Drink and be merry! Outdoor celebrations begin after 5 p.m.
You know you can afford a septim or two.
Is it really? It's not. Oh, it's a few days off. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, maybe sometime in the near future we'll participate in the celebrations. Okay, so we have the alchemist shop
Not
here.
interested, Jari. It doesn't matter how many times you ask.
You might want to rethink that. You're missing out on some wonderful opportunities working in that bar.
I'm hungry.
Seems like an untrustworthy fellow over there. We won't be speaking with him. And I'm not saying that because he's an Argonian.
Feel free to look around.
Sounds like he's up to something
we
shady.
have a fine selection of herbs here at Angela's Aromatics.
Okay. Yeah, you've got some stuff. Hello there.
Oh, such colors!
Thank you, Silana.
The Temple of Divines is always open for worshippers.
Well, that's nice.
You're a traveler, correct? Have you been to Whiterun?
Actually, yeah, I have.
Wonderful. I hadn't really hoped to run into someone who'd been there. My daughter Fura was assigned to Whiterun after she joined the Imperial Army. I was hoping you might have met her. I haven't heard from her lately. I've tried talking to Captain Aldous, but he hasn't been any help.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've never met her before.
Well, I guess it was unlikely. I'm sorry to waste your time.
Not a waste of time. Just have other business at this specific moment. You mentioned you mentioned aromatics. Do you sell perfumes?
We mostly carry herbs and alchemical ingredients, that sort of thing. Before the war, our stock was mostly used for aromatic use in homes. Yes. These days, we have more people like you coming in, looking for healing and the like.
I see. Well, what have you got for sale?
So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Possibly. For now, though, I was hoping I could sell you some stuff, maybe. Depends on what I have, really. I'm kind of happy with the potions that I have, but in terms of ingredients, let's see here. I'm gonna hang on to the fire salts. We're gonna need them. Take the creep cluster. I know it's not selling for much, but just take these things that I don't want or need, please. Don't need them. Don't want them. Goodbye. You can have the empty potion bottle too. Right.
You've done well.
Just stuff that's taking up space in the inventory, you know? Get rid of them. Okay. Oh, God. A lot of framiness going on. All right, let's visit.
We have stopped. What can I do for you?
Nothing. Looks like General Trader.
Buying and selling a range of quality goods. I'm sure you'll find what you need here.
All right. Bits and pieces. Pretty fitting name for a general store, I'd say.
Huh. You know, you've got a certain fire in your eyes. Just like my Beerend. Please, feel free to look around. We've got a bit of everything.
Who is Beerend?
Baron's my husband. He works the forge up at Castle Dower. I barely see him nowadays, what with him filling orders for the army.
Were you at Rogvir's execution?
No, that was an ugly affair. High King Torig's death has turned the whole town on its head. Between you and me, he wasn't even that good a king. All of those rambling speeches about the Empire this and the Empire that.
What have you for sale?
Take a look.
Okay. Well, first let's check it and see if she has any of the ebony stuff that I'm looking for. Certainly doesn't seem that way. You know, Erevan could use a helmet. He really could. Almost tempted to just buy him a helmet. Yeah, I'll buy him a helmet. He could use one. Okay. Well, I have some things to get rid of. I have some things to sell you. What happened to the staves I was holding? I could have sworn I had a bunch of staves. Unless I put them on display. I don't remember anymore. Yeah, I could have sworn I had a bunch of staves. Did I give them to Erevan? No, because if I did, his AI would have told him, start using this. Wonderful. Ooh, level in speech. And I've got a bunch of these scrolls. Some of which I don't even really care to use. We can get rid of Iron Flesh. Okay, well.
Come back to bits and
I guess
pieces
that's
anytime.
it. I was going to see if I did indeed put them on Erevan, but it doesn't matter. She doesn't have any gold left. Erevan! Got you a helmet.
We have stopped. What can I do for you?
Got you a helmet, man. This way if you get bonked in the head, you won't die. Isn't that nice? I bet you'd like a nice helmet. Okay. Well, let's go see this Baron. See if he has any ebony plate gauntlets for us. That would be pretty convenient, wouldn't it? What time of day is it? 6:02 p.m. Oh my gosh, it's getting late, isn't it?
We have stopped. What can I do
There
for
you go. Now you look a little bit more like a proper knight, my friend. Now that you're not walking around helmetless.
I've got a little work if you're interested, traveler.
I don't know that I trust you. I don't know that I trust you.
Bored. Let's play a game. Can't catch me. Father says I shouldn't play with you anymore.
It's been a brutal winter. I can't remember
I've
the
got
last time I
weapons
was
forgiven
cold, and for this
armor
long.
forgotten.
I think
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
Narathor is definitely not a fan of the winter. I don't think he'll ever get used to the weather here.
Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
You make armor for the Imperials, I take it? Your wife told me a bit.
It's almost all I have time for these days. The men training here in Solitude, and the troops out in the field, they all need weapons and armor. You should look into joining. They could use every hand they can get.
To be frank, this isn't my war, but it sounds like you're pretty dedicated to the Empire, huh?
To be honest, no. But High King Torig supported them. And now, her Lady Elisif has thrown in with them. You could say I'm a king's man at heart. I guess that's Jarl's man now. My loyalty lies with Solitude. So, where Jarl Elisif leads, I follow.
Have you ever considered getting out there and fighting?
I think I would, if it weren't for my son and my wife. Oh, Seema would have my hide if I even suggested I might step foot on a battlefield. You think Stormcloaks and Legionnaires are dangerous? Ha!
Alright, what have you got?
The finest weapons and armor.
It sounds like Erevan's making himself at home. Let's see here. He's got ebony boots, but that's not what I'm looking for. Damn. That's unfortunate. He does not have what I'm looking for. Sad times. Sad, sad times. He does have the ebony plate armor, but I already have that. I need the ebony plate gauntlets, my guy. Good lord. All right. Farewell.
Return anytime you need arms or armor. My forge never rests.
Let me know when you've...
weapons forgiven and
I wonder,
armor
can I-
forgotten.
I'm in need of your services. What does
Yes?
this do exactly? I need something forged.
I understand.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay, so it's only... It looks like it's only things that I know how to make? Oh, wow, I can have him make this stuff? Oh, that's so cool.
Stormcloak, the rightful High King. What a laugh.
Oh, wow, this is interesting. This is really cool. I do like this quite a bit. It's unfortunate that I can't have him make the ebony plate stuff. That really sucks.
Come take a look. You can never
Have him make Oh, I can make him. Whoa. Oh, that's crazy. I can make him have him make me Ordinator armor. That's wild. The air is frigid here. Oh boy, that's great. Yeah, this is a pretty cool function. I do like this. Let's just... Yeah, he doesn't do that. Okay,
Wanderer
well,
like you must have plenty
Am I
of
stuck?
tales to tell. But
Am I
I'm afraid
stuck?
I'm too busy
There
to
we
hear
go.
'em.
All right, well, that's unfortunate. I guess that was a bit too much to hope for, but that's all right.
It's been a brutal winter. I can't remember the last time it was this cold. And for
Maybe
this
when we
long.
have some spare coin, we can commission a good set of armor for Erevan. So he's not just walking around in basic steel.
Arms and armor. forged
Okay,
by a
well, the
master
day is
craftsman.
coming to a close. So what I want to do is hit up the food, the grocery vendors over here, and
Travel safely. It's dangerous.
see
out
about
there.
stocking up on some food. It's quite the city.
Can't catch me. Father says I shouldn't play with
Certainly
you.
one of the
Weapons
grander
forgiven and armor forgotten.
cities I've ever been to. This is what Windhelm wishes it was.
Spiced wine, the taste of home and
There's
heart.
fresh.
Plenty of fresh
And
fish
then
for
there's
you.
Jala's.
What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
Advar. Oh, he sells them cooked already. Oh no, he's got some raw stuff. Okay, cool. Ooh, steamed mud crab legs. Sounds lovely, actually.
Sate your appetite all right.
She also sells food.
You look like you could do with a ripe apple, or a tomato, cabbage, or leek.
Yeah, what have you got?
Take a look.
Do you have any recipes? You do have some recipes.
Keep the cold at bay with our spiced wine.
I'd like to learn to make grated bread.
Fresh fish, straight from the fjords.
Goat cheese fondue. Mammoth cheese fondue.
You play me.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Let's take a look at them real quick. Just get them in our heads.
Let's play a game. Can't catch me. I'm not playing with you, Kide. You play me.
Nothing but the best fish
There we
here.
go. Nice.
Spiced wine to warm the blood.
What have you got for sale?
Just what you see here.
All right. Type.
Arms and armor, forged by a master craftsman.
We'll buy some cheese. Why not? Mammoth cheese bowl. We'll buy
I've got weapons forgiven and armor forgotten.
we'll buy a couple of every one of these. Nice.
Damn Stormbrook rebels. Every one of them.
Excellent. Okay.
I see.
Wonderful. All right. Well, since it's getting dark, I think it's best if we
Good to see you.
find a place to sleep.
Good to see you again.
And that looks like an inn if I've ever seen one. So I think
Arms and
we'll
armor, forged
spend
by
the
a
night
master
here in
craftsman.
solitude, and then in the morning, make our way back to Winterhold to return the staff.
You know you can afford a septim or two.
I think that sounds like a great plan. And I think probably, I don't know. Well, tell you what we will definitely do. We'll do the Conjuration Master quest while we're there. 'Cause, you know, it sounds like all we have to do is summon an unbound remora. I say that as if it'll be no big deal. I'm sure it'll be actually quite the ordeal. But nevertheless, as far as tasks go, it's something that we can do immediately while we're
Welcome to
there.
the Winking Skeever. Take a load off and enjoy the atmosphere.
Yes, I would love to. Hopefully you can rent me a room. Hello, sir.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend.
Why did you call this place the Winking Skeever?
Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink.
Oh. You kept a skeever as a pet?
They were smaller back then.
Okay, I guess that's as good a reason as any. What have you got for sale?
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
I hope you have some good wine, my friend. Let's see here. Clovian brandy fruit wine. I'll take some fruit wine.
Yada, where did you learn to make bows so well?
I would like to rent a room. Have you got anything available?
Sure thing.
Oh,
It's
perfect.
yours for a day.
Great.
Wish I could learn
All
some.
right.
I'll show you to your room.
I'm just good
Right
with
this way.
bows.
I will follow.
You'd make a better Imperial Ranger than me. I may have charmed the locals, but my fellow soldiers hate
We going?
my wagging tongue.
The smell of liquor permeates the air. To think I spent weeks imbibing such poison. The very thought makes me feel tarnished.
Well, you don't have to drink anything. Just take it easy, man.
I'll be fine.
Sister, I believe it's time for a replacement.
It's rather dark
I
in
can
here,
commission
isn't it?
one from the Radiant Raiment. It won't be cheap, but if you want the best, they're the only choice.
I swear those
Radiant
scheming
raiment.
elves charge us twice what anyone else would pay.
Oh,
Of course they
whoa,
do,
whoa,
brother.
whoa,
You
whoa.
keep raising their rent.
Yeah, yep, that'll happen.
Meleron, you lazy milk drinker. Have you finished studying the imports
Let me
from
know
Black
if there's
Marsh?
anything else you need.
Indeed I have, sir. Elven
Excuse
weapons
me?
for their armies, sir.
This is a nice
Elven
room.
material, but poor workmanship to what we get from them.
All right, let's
Scary
wash
to
up
be
a
in
bit.
those boots with an army of elven weapons at their command. Let's be thankful
There we
they're
go.
half a world away.
All right, Erevan.
Even a fine weapon
We've
is
got
only
some-
as good as its wielder, sir.
We got a nice
They should
place
fetch
to
a high
rest
price
for the
from
evening.
Imperial army.
Right, you are, elf.
Well, let's brighten things up. Now, let's go ahead and have a seat and do a little bit of reading.
As always,
But first, of course,
your loyalty is a
we'll
shining
have
example to us all.
some good old Alta, some strong Alta wine. Ooh, yes. Your magicka is increased by 50, but your stamina is reduced by... Oh, wow. Does it... Oh, it doubles up on the magicka effect. And it does frost resistance. Maybe I'll save that.
Until the burning of King Olaf to have a spiced wine.
Let's have some fruit
You and
wine.
everyone else. Word is it may not happen this year, though.
And I think some cheese. Yeah, wine and cheese. Maybe some bread.
This drink's on me.
There we go.
Being friends with the bartender.
Nice.
Advantages, huh?
Okay. Let's go ahead and do some reading.
Spiced wine for the winking
What should we read?
Actually, just a
I think we'll stick with the theme of reading our magic books.
Just like you did.
Let's see. Let's read I think this is a Conjuration book. Let's read The Warrior's Charge. Yes. The Warrior's Charge, an old poem of the Red Guards. The stars sung far-flung tales, wreathed in the silver of Yakuta fair, of a warrior who, arrayed in hue sails, his charges through the serpent's snare. And the Lord of Runes, so bored so soon, leaves the ship for an evening's dare. Perchance to wake the coil snake to take its shirt of scales to wear. And the Lady East, who every beast, asleep or prowl, can rouse a scare, screams as her eye alight in the sky, a worm no goodly sight can bear. And the mailed steed adjoins the deed, not to be undone from his worthy share, rides the night towards scales bright, leaving the seasoned warrior's care. Then the serpent rose and made stead to close, the targets lay plain and there, but the warrior's blade the snake unmade, and the charges wander no more, they swear. Oh, was that it? It's rather a short one. Maybe we can do another one, because that was a lot shorter than I thought it would be.
That's a little complicated, and you know what?
Reveal, daughter of the Nibbin. Incident and Necrom. Let's do Incident and Necrom, actually. Illusion Insight. The situation simply is this, said Flaxith, his face as chiseled and resolute as any statue. Everyone knows that the cemetery west of the city is haunted by some malevolent beings, and has been for many years now. The people have come to accept it. They bury their dead by daylight, and are away before Master and Secunda have risen and the evil comes forth. The only victims to fall prey to the devils within are the very stupid and the outsiders. It sounds like a natural solution to filtering out the undesirables then, laughed Nitra, a tall, middle-aged woman with cold eyes and thin lips. Where is the gold in saving them? I didn't realize that she was a middle-aged woman, otherwise I wouldn't have made my voice so low there. Anyway, From the temple, they're reopening a new monastery near the cemetery, and they need the land cleansed of evil. They're offering a fortune, so I accepted the assignment with the caveat that I could assemble my own team to split the reward. That's why I've sought you each out. From what I've heard, you, Mitra, are the best bladesman in Morrowind. Mitra smiled her unpleasant best. And you, Osmic, are a renowned burglar, though never once imprisoned. The bald, pated young man stammered as if to refute the charges before grinning back. I'll get you in where you need to go, but then it's up to you to do what you need to do. I'm no combatant. Anything Nitra and I can't handle, I'm sure Masitha will prove her mettle, Flaxith said, turning to the fourth member of the party. She comes on very good references as a sorceress of great power and skill. Masitha was the picture of innocence, round-faced and wide-eyed. Nitra and Osmic looked at her uncertainly, particularly watching her fearful expressions as Flaxith described the nature of the creatures haunting the cemetery. It was obvious she had never faced any adversary other than man and Myr before. If she survived, they thought to themselves, it would be very surprising. As the foursome trudged toward the graveyard at dusk, they took the opportunity to quiz their new teammate. Vampires are filthy creatures, said Nitra. Disease-ridden, you know. They say off to the west they'll indiscriminately pass on their curse together with a number of other afflictions. They don't do that here so much, but still, you don't want to leave their wounds untreated. I take it you know something of the spells of restoration if one of us gets bit? I know a little, but I'm no healer, said Masitha meekly. More of a battle mage? Asked Osmic. I can do a little damage if I'm really close, but I'm not very good at that either. I'm more of an illusionist, technically.
I think I may wait until the
Nitra and Osmic looked at one another with naked concern as they reached the gates of the graveyard. There were moving shadows, stray specters among the wrack and ruins, crumbled paths stacked on top of crumbled paths. It wasn't a maze of a place. It could have been any dilapidated graveyard, but even without looking at the tombstones, it did have one very noticeable feature. Filling the horizon was the mausoleum of a minor Cyrodiilic official from the Second Era, slightly exotic, but still harmonizing with the Dunmer graves in a complementary style called Decay. It's a surprisingly useful school, whispered Masitha defensively. You see, it's all concerned with Magicka's ability to alter the perception of objects without changing their physical compositions. Removing sensual data, for example, to cast darkness or remove sound or smell from the air. It can help by... A red-haired vampire woman leapt out of the shadows in front of them, knocking Flaxith on his back. Nitra quickly unsheathed her sword, but Masitha was faster. With a wave of her hand, the creature stopped, frozen, her jaws scant inches from Flaxith's throat. Flaxith pulled out his own blade and finished her off. That's illusion? Asked Osmic. Certainly, smiled Masitha. Nothing changed in the vampire's form except its ability to move. Like I said, it's a very useful school. The four climbed over the paths to the front gateway to the crypt. Osmic snapped the lock and disassembled the poison trap. The sorceress cast a wave of light down the dust-choked corridors, banishing the shadows and drawing the inhabitants out. Almost immediately they were set on by a pair of vampires, howling and screaming in a frenzy of bloodlust. The battle was joined, so no sooner were the first two vampires felled than their reinforcements attacked. They were mighty warriors of uncanny strength and endurance, but Masitha's paralysis spell and the weaponry of Flaxith and Nitra clove through their ranks. Even Osmic aided the battle. They're crazy, gasped Masitha when the fight finally ended and she could catch her breath. Quora, the most savage of the vampire bloodlines, said Flaxith. We have to find and exterminate each and every one. Delving into the crypts, the group hounded out more of the creatures. Though they varied in appearance, each seemed to rely on their strength and claws for attacking, and subtlety did not seem to be the style of any. When the entire mausoleum had been searched and every creature within destroyed, the four finally made their way to the surface. It was only an hour until sunrise. There was no frenzied scream or howl. Nothing rushed forward towards them. The final attack when it happened was so unlike the others that the questers were taken utterly by surprise. The ancient creature waited until the four were almost out of the cemetery, talking amiably, making plans for spending their share of the reward. He judged carefully who would be the greatest threat, and then launched himself at the sorceress. Had Flaxith not turned his attention back from the gate, she would have been ripped to shreds before she had a chance to scream. The vampire knocked Masitha across a stone, its claws raking across her back, but stopped its assault in order to block a blow from Flaxith's sword. It accompanied this maneuver in its own brutal way by tearing the warrior's arm from its socket. Osmic and Nitra set on it, but they found themselves in a losing battle. Only when Masitha had pulled herself back up from behind a pile of rocks, weak and bleeding, that the fight turned. She cast a magical ball of flame at the creature, which so enraged it that it turned back to her. Nitra saw her opening and took it, beheading the vampire with a stroke of her sword. "So you do know some spells of destruction, like you said," said Nitra. "And a few spells of healing, too," she said weakly, "but I can't save Flaxith." The warrior died on the bloody dust before them. The three were quiet as they traveled across the dawn-lit countryside back toward Necrom. Masitha felt the throb of pain on her back intensify as they walked, and then a gradual numbness like ice spread through her body. "I need to go to a healer and see if I've been diseased," she said as they reached the city. "Meet us at the Moth and Fire tomorrow morning," said Nitra. "We'll go to the temple and get our reward and split it there." 3 hours later, Osmic and Nitra sat in their room at the tavern, happily counting and recounting the gold marks. Split 3 ways, it was a very comfortable sum. "What if the healers can't do anything for Masitha?" smiled Osmic dreamily. "Some diseases can be insidious." "Did you hear something in the hall?" asked Nitra quickly, but when she looked, there was no one there. She returned, shutting the door behind her. "I'm sure Masitha will survive if she went straight to the healer. But we could leave tonight with the gold." "Let's have one last drink to our poor sorceress," said Osmic, leading Nitra out of the room toward the stairs down. Nitra laughed. "Those spells of illusion won't help her track us down, as useful as she keeps saying they are. Paralysis, light, silence, not so good when you don't know where to look." They closed the door behind them. "Invisibility is another spell of illusion," said Masitha's disembodied voice. The gold on the table rose in the air and vanished from sight as she slipped it into her purse. The door again opened and closed, and all was silent until Osmic and Nitra returned a few moments later. Minutes. Whatever. Good book. Fun story. We need to get some sleep, though. But before we do, it's time for a fashion show. Let's see what these robes look like. Yeah? So let's try this one.
I could listen to him play all day.
Not bad.
Order of the Rose.
Not bad, actually. That's pretty. You know what? It works pretty well with our gauntlets, truth be told. Let's see it without the Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. Let's see it without our cloak. The only thing is, it doesn't work well with our hood. But I mean, it works well. It goes well with the gauntlets. So it's got that going for it for sure. I'm a fan of this too. These I think of these as Redoran robes. A lot of the Redoran NPCs and Morrowind wear these, so I like this quite a bit. This is a bit more. This is definitely very extravagant. I think of these as Telvanni robes typically. They are pretty cool. Unfortunately, none of them really work with our hood. But they work, like the gauntlets fit in well with this, and as well as the other set. I like that they kind of go underneath the sleeves. Right? That's cool. Not so sure about the design on the... But these are really nice. I like these. I actually used these on a female wizard character. It's quite a bit of fun. Also a Dunmer. Did a lot of... yeah, it was a really cool character. A lot of fun. Never finished her arc. Never finished her role play though. But that's okay. Maybe one day I'll return to that build. Probably would have been a good one for this playthrough too, actually, but she was more like on the evil side, and I wanted to do a more honest, more good character for the first playthrough on the channel, that is. All right, let's get some sleep. All right, rise and shine. Time to get on the road again. This time return to the college to return the staff, as well as see to our Conjuration Master quest. But for now, we should eat a little something. Did I eat the bread already? Oh, thought I hadn't. Weird. Well, let's have some mud crab legs. I'd imagine that mud crab legs are a fairly common dish in Morrowind. They also have what you call it, mud crabs. I'd imagine that this is something that he would have grown up eating.
Need something?
All right. Well, let's be off. Let's not dilly-dally. Okay. Probably don't need to be short-range teleporting, but it's just so fun, you know? How can I not? It's such a cool spell. Let's hurry over to the carriage and make our way to decidedly colder climates. Oh, the Khajiit trading caravan. You know, maybe they have some ebony gauntlets.
Hello. I welcome you, friend. How may I serve you?
It's good to see you again, Madron. What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
I don't suppose you have what I'm looking for. You don't. Well, let me know if you ever got any.
May your road lead you to warm sands.
What am I kidding? He's never gonna tell me. Whenever I happen upon him, it's pure luck. All right, well, let's make our way back to Winterhold and do what we must.
This'll clear up. Need a ride?
I would like to hire your carriage. Actually, what can you tell me about Solitude?
Solitude's been the capital of Skyrim as long as I can remember. Most of the High Kings of Skyrim were Jarls of Solitude first.
Oh.
Well, let's see, what else? The Bard's College is here, and the main office of the East Empire Company. If you need it, you can get a room for a fair price at the Rinking Skeever, just inside the main gate.
I don't know if 150 a night is a fair price, but if you say so. I would like to hire your carriage.
Where do you want to go?
Okay, take me to Winterhold, please.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Will do.
This humble knight.
All right, Erevan, off to the college.
Oh, steady on her.
Wonderful. Back in the freezing cold of Winterhold. All right. Let's go ahead and check on our quest. So, we have to return to Arniel, and we're going to do this. That does remind me, though. We were told about a source of power, a word of power somewhere nearby. And I think that also happens to coincide with one of those Dwemer sites.
Good to see you again.
And I wouldn't mind seeing another one of those Dwemer sites and see if anything else comes up. So maybe we'll do that soon. We will see. We will see. All right, so if the quest compass is to be believed, Arniel should be just inside. It'll be good. We can get out of the freezing cold and into the warmth. Thank you, gate. Really making me feel like a wizard by opening for me. All right. So Arniel is just upstairs. Very good. Let's go have a chat with him. Actually, no, it's not Arniel. We're returning this staff to, what's his face? Isn't there a knock option? Okay. He does not wish to come out. Why isn't there a knock option? Hey! Okay, we'll do... Enthir!
Yes?
I need to speak with you.
What do you want?
Could you open the door? Okay, fine, whatever. Here's the staff.
Well. All right. You delivered on your end, so I'll deliver on mine.
This is ridiculous.
Here's the gem Arniel was after. Can't imagine what he expects to do with that. It's warped beyond any ability to capture a soul.
Interesting. All right. Well, Arniel is not in here, evidently. We'll have to look for him elsewhere. But I don't need to do that right now. I think we'll go ahead and tend to the Daedra business. Erevan, you should probably stay here just in case something screwy happens.
We have stopped.
Wait here.
I will stand guard until you return.
I feel like I need to be the one that actually subdues the Daedra. Probably shouldn't have help, otherwise, for some reason, it probably won't count. Honestly, I'm just worried that maybe an extra NPC will fuck with it. That's my concern. Alright, so we should be ready. We need to be ready for a fight, I assume. So, yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do Unbound Remora. Cool animation.
You dare bring me here! You must be punished!
You will do as I say, demon.
I serve no mortal!
Very well. Now is not the time for your stupid hood bullshit. Oh my god. What is going on? Why can't I cast my spells? Oh my god. What is going on? I can't cast my spells. What is going on? Okay. That was weird. I don't know why it didn't work. I don't know what the fuck was happening there. That was weird. Anyway. That was a little clutch. Let's try this again, shall we? Okay, let's just prepare our things now.
I am not your plaything!
Oh, you'll find that you are. Are you ready to submit?
Never!
Very well, we can do this again. Stubborn fool.
yours to toy with.
Will you submit, or do I need to banish you again?
I submit. What is your bidding, Master?
Very good. Bring me a sigil stone, now.
Yes, my lord. Summon me again, and I shall have your stone.
Very good. I assume that time works differently in Oblivion.
Your sigil stone, Lord Dagon, is less than pleased at its loss.
Too bad for him. Wonderful. We will deliver the stone to Finis. Yeah, that moment where my spells just were not spelling. God, that was... Oh, that was way too freaking close. Way too close. Excuse me.
The exact nature of my research is a secret, I'm afraid, but it really is quite valuable.
I've got the soul gem you were after.
Do you?
Yes.
Wonderful. I was afraid I'd have to give up. And when I'm so close... Thank you for this. I have a great deal of work ahead of me.
Very good. Glad I could be of help. Alright, and it seems like Finis is somewhere nearby. I'm betting up here. Yeah. Just as I thought. Finis, I have the sigil stone.
There are few places where one can pursue my type of work without fear of persecution.
I have your sigil stone.
Mine? Oh, no. The stone is yours.
Oh.
I simply need to borrow it for a moment. Now, let's see what there is to see. That incident in Morthal was just a misunderstanding, no matter what the guards claim.
What did you see in the sigil stone?
I have the knowledge I need, and so you may have your stone back. And also, please, take this. You have done well.
Conjure Flame Monarch. Wonderful. Let's see if he has any other master spells for sale.
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Conjure Dremora Lord. Conjures a Dremora Lord for 120 seconds. Very nice. Spectral Man-Beast. Whoa. The Monarch ones are really good. I don't really want the Storm or the Frost Monarch, though. I just want to use the Dremora Lord and our, Flame Monarch. So we'll definitely buy this spell. We will have to study it soon. Oblivion's Embrace restores 40 health per second to nearby summoned creatures and reanimated zombies. Ooh, that's cool. That's very cool. I don't know that I need it, though. Cool as it is. I think that's really all I want. I think we're pretty much good. Nice. Thank you very much, Finis.
Until next time.
It's been a pleasure working with you. Well, I can officially say that I'm a master of conjuration. I do wonder at what our rank is. We should go... I believe that we have that letter that's in our... Can I remove that marker? It's distracting. There we go. Okay. I should find that little note, that letter that came with our entry into the college, and see if it says, like, I need to get a refresher on how the ranks work, because I don't know if this makes us a master wizard. I don't know what the requirements are for becoming a master wizard. I feel like if you master a school of conjuring, a school of magic, that should make you a master in some sense. That would make sense to me, anyway. All right, let's see here.
This humble knight awaits your
Erevan,
orders.
thanks for standing here. Follow me now.
Virtue guide us.
Yes, quite. All right, let's see. Get a better look. Let's see here. Is it a personal letter? I don't think it is. I feel like we have a note about like some kind of welcome to the college. Private collection access. No, that was something different. Did I put it in here maybe? No, just some miscellaneous stuff. Oh yeah, the transformation spell. Yeah. That reminds me, I got some hate comments on that video in the fairly recent past. It pissed me off. But eventually I just felt sorry for the guy. Like, you hate a group of people so much that you're hate watching my video and commenting like just hateful shit. Like, how sad. You've got nothing better to do with your life? Honestly? Okay, Student Handbook, 8th edition. I think this is it. Okay, so we start off as an apprentice, right? Apprentices typically join the college in classes of 3 to 5 and are put under the mentor. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. An apprentice who has achieved the rank of erudite has demonstrated an excellence in craft and discipline and are held up as an example to their peers of what can be attained. Erudites have the privilege of access to the Arcanum's private collection. That's what we got, right? A scholar has proven themselves to be an invaluable resource to our institution and often have taken up specific vocations such as history or archaeology, which extend the college's knowledge and resources. While their work is not as impressive or glamorous as the wizards proper, they are the bridge between us and the rest of the population, as their expertise and services are valued far and wide. I don't think that I'm technically a scholar. With the rank of wizard and all of the mystique and prestige such a moniker entails, others will look up to you for guidance, instruction, and leadership. It is not a mantle to be borne lightly, and thus it is reserved for only the most dedicated and dependable members of our institution. I don't know if we qualify as a wizard yet. A mastered wizard accepts administrative duties within the college, in addition to their affairs as a wizard. The Archmage is the symbol of the college, representing us in social and political affairs. Okay, I feel like we're probably still just an erudite. Because I don't think that we've really taken up any kind of leadership roles. Oh, fucking hell. All right, well, our face is all messed up again, but that's okay. We're going to finish. We're ending things now anyway. So we're just going to awkwardly stare at Narathor's back. Thank you so much for joining me in the next episode. Well, between episodes, I'm going to learn those 2 spells, and we'll show them off in the next one. In the next one, we'll check out that location with the Word of Power. And then I think, probably make our way back to Yenulu and see what's going on with him. And let him know that we found an interesting site of Dwemer stuffiness. Yeah, so we'll make our way back to him and let him know what we found. Kind of pick up that thread. We will be resuming the college questline soon enough, just not yet. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this video brought you some joy. Now please go spread that joy to others. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, bye for now.